So it's getting to be about that time again on Swampbox, and by that I mean it's just about time to restart the server. I figured the best place to start a video of a tour of the server would be the spawn. This was the first time that I'd ever spawned on top of a jungle tree, so I didn't want to chop it down, so we kind of flattened it out a bit to make it so that people wouldn't be disoriented when they spawned, and we made a nice little diving board which seemed like nobody was willing to use except me, and I pushed Kim off of it at one point, but that was just fun. I've never really used creative mode on the server. You know, we do everything legit, but I'm gonna do it for the tour because you know the world's ending anyway, so who cares? Um, One of the first days that we were in here, well, the first day I guess I should say, this desert just seemed to go on forever aside from the jungle. In the middle of the desert was a volcano, and the volcano was right at 0, so I, of course, in my greediness, claimed that and started using the basalt to make Mordor, which is taking its time loading right now. I just had to restart the server because it was booting me repeatedly. Alright, I will let this load, and I'll edit this part of the video out. Okay, this should be good enough. So Mordor didn't get finished. I built most of it, and I got the tower down here, and by this point I was already doing things up top that I wasn't proud of, so around this time is when we moved over to the new world, which is around 8 kilometers that way, as you can see by my waypoints. So I'm not going to spend too much time in Mordor, but this used to be the machine room before I moved into the science cottage. There's a transmutation table and the enchanting room. The things that I'm not too proud of in Mordor are up on the roof. I was the only person with Swiftwolf's Rending Gale on the server, so I was the only person that could get up here. Jetpacks wouldn't get you up here. And nobody used creative mode, so the only way was Swiftwolf's. So I know I'm going to seem like kind of a hypocrite because I was always complaining about equivalent exchange, but this was before we moved to the new area, and this is one of the things that made me decide outright that, yeah, I'm not a huge fan and I have 0 willpower. Each one of these is a power flower. They've been running for a while now, but the chunks haven't been loaded, so I don't know how. Yeah, I guess I pulled the items out of it before we left. When I had these running, I was getting about 15 or 20 diamonds per minute, so it's not huge compared to what I've seen some people do with power flowers, but you know, it was pretty cool. I got an Omega Klein star within a day or two, and this eye looks awful, so I was never really happy with that. But the tower itself, I really like. I'll go do Matt's house next since he's already in view. Matt built a really cool cabin. He went nuts with this glass spiral staircase, which is now a thing for him. And he also was one of the first ones to really heavily adopt solar power, probably just to irritate Scott. I just noticed that Matt tends to do some really interesting geometric things with his roofs. His new house over in the new world is much the same way. Oh, there we go. Right, so here's the nice little pillar. I kind of like this with the glass meeting together with this texture pack, or the borders of the glass being removed. And here's his storage room, which he always goes crazy with these banners. It's the only painting he uses. I didn't mean to screenshot that. Let's see. Got a ton of clay. Oops. Matt, just as a service to you, for the next server, you can stack these overclockers. I don't know what he's got going back here. I don't know if he built too much around here. I mean, it looks neat, but I don't know if he spends more time mining. That portrait's awesome. So his mine was always very treacherous. I don't really want to go down there, even though I'm in creative mode. It's just I would get lost, and we'd have a 20-minute video of me being lost in Matt's house. What I will do is make it daylight. All right. And Crystal and Zandy lived up to the north here, but they're kind of squirrely and like to build underground and camouflage everything. So I don't think I'll be able to do an intro on their, or a tour rather, of their house. Okay, I had to spend a while letting things load, and I turned on a few extra waypoints because I was flying blind without chunks loaded. But this is my science cottage. It's a little out of proportion, but I was happy with the inside. It gave me a ton of space to work with. These were the Tradamats that I would try to take uranium ore away from Scott with to lure people into using solar power. Solar power turned out to be a little bit unfair, so my plan on the new server is to disable at least high voltage arrays. I think that's where it really gets broken, because it's just an infinite resource at that point. There's no point in even worrying about EU. It was running Dane's mass fabricator without any problem, which I'm not really all that happy with. So simple workshop is pretty open on the inside, so I could have activities, but yeah, it was nice. It was like a loft apartment or loft warehouse workshop thing. Kim's village was much more impressive. I didn't know she rebuilt these roads. Anyway, here's her tavern. She actually does have alcohol here, thanks to Tekkit. I don't want to drink any because it makes you go blind, but each one of these pieces of wood here are actually barrels, and it looks like they're both kegged. Or no, that's glass. I didn't mean kegged, I meant tapped. She's got taps in them. And here's her storage room. I don't know if they actually need to age or if she did this for decoration and brewing. And she decided to sell healing potions, which I think is a cool idea, and I'm kind of sad that more people didn't pick up on how useful brewing can be. I myself was kind of dismissive of it because, you know, once you get to quantum armor, potions don't really do all that much, at least not healing potions. With the new server, we'll have things like invisibility potions, and the grenade potions are there, but nobody really used them, so I think people will be able to play with it a bit more, which I plan to feature it in the school that I want to build. This was an attempt at making villagers. This village died. I don't know how it happened, but it was really early on in the life of the server. So we were trying to get villagers to come back, but apparently you have to have at least 1 or 2 villagers to make the doors work as a village. But I don't know. We tried many different configurations, so don't bother commenting on what we did wrong with that. We did a lot of research on it. Oh, and here's Kim's house. I believe this started off as 2 villager houses, and she built them together. But she has a much better flair for the decorative than I do. Although her machines are kind of... why would you do this? Anyway, so I think she's using biogas or biofuel or something. And wind power, apparently. Although I don't know why she has copper cable going up here. Kim, for your future reference, the tin cable is better for stuff like that because it doesn't actually need any high voltage. Kim used a very small amount of EE. She condensed bone meal, I think, was the only thing she was condensing. And she was our farmer. She's always the farmer. Oh yeah, I would be yelled at if I didn't demonstrate this. Although I don't want to deal with the slime. Kim made a bunker because Scott is pretty irresponsible and likes to play with splitting the atom. So most of this is reinforced concrete. It doesn't look like a whole lot right now, but down below she's got the whole thing made of it. And she's insane. I believe she was lighting this up with the industrial craft lights at one point, but power kept running out, so the lights would flicker and dim, which I think was awesome. but she wasn't a big fan. I think these were just going to be storage rooms, and well, there's her bedroom, which I don't know what this light does. I didn't even know she had this. She's just squirrely. What are you? It's probably a geothermal. Yep. Though I don't know why she has HV going into it, or out of it rather. And that doesn't work. Well, it works coming in, but that won't work coming out, Kim. What is that? Canning. Oh. She fed everybody zombie meat. It's terrible. Alright, now get out of here before I start feeling crazy and squirrely like her. Yeah, you see, I mean, who does this to a quarry hole? Who does that? My wife. So Scott liked to make science trailers, as he called them. They were kind of disposable nuclear testing sites for the longest time. He wouldn't put any shielding or anything around them. Well, he put water around it, but nothing of note. Like this cobblestone was his idea of shielding up the first nuclear power plant, which I don't think was appropriate at all. But these trailers, at least, were cheap for him to make, and he didn't really have to worry if one of them blew up, which I'm sad to say didn't happen. Crystal chests are cool. Kim came through here when Scott was inactive for a while and planted a bunch of trees and ivy everywhere to make it look like it was an abandoned facility, which it was because Scott abandoned us all. I don't know if he was ever going to do anything more with this, but I kind of like the bunker with the nether portal in it, and especially now that nether portals in 1.4.5 can spew out zombie pigmen and in the future, potentially more. This is the new nuclear facility. It's much more respectable. As you can see, it is covered in water and this stuff, which I can never tell if this is reinforced concrete or something else. Scott got trapped in here once and I had to come save him. He couldn't die because of his quantum suit, and he didn't want to lose it inside the thing, obviously, so I spent a good 3 or 4 minutes with a diamond pick just whacking at the reinforced concrete, waiting for it to break so that he could get out. I could hear him taking damage inside, which was very satisfying. I'm going to have to cut this part from the video because Tim, as usual, went crazy far out from everybody else, so it's going to take me a minute to get here. So here is Tim's house with his unfinished skull sign, which looks pretty awesome. I wish he'd finished it, but you can do it next time, Tim. And the house on stilts. He's pretty weird, honestly. Anyway, his house was really cool. I liked the design for it, and I helped him do the wiring for the windmills as he was building them. He used to have the whole floor set up, like where all this, where the basalt is, it was all glass, so you could see straight down to the bottom. Because the borders on the lack of borders on the glass, occasionally it would catch me off guard and I would be afraid of walking around in his house. He also is pretty squirrely, so I think he was doing a lot of things underground, so there's not a whole lot to show up here. But yeah, I'm gonna pass on that. He was really proud of his backyard here, though. He had a volcano. Yep, there's the volcano. And if I remember correctly, he told me that he started building this thing at night once because he kept getting chased by creepers and he couldn't get home fast enough up the hill. But haphazardly built or not, it looks pretty cool now. So when we decided to move off to the east, I made a nether highway that went about 1 kilometer in this direction. Every time I popped out for the longest period, it would just be infinite ocean everywhere I looked. And eventually, I finally just said screw it, and I started going south in the overworld until I found land. It took a long time. So I'm probably not going to go out of the portal that we used originally, but it was a good 3 or 4 day journey before we got outside of the freaking snow biomes that are all to the north of where the new village is. And Kim just joined me on TeamSpeak. Say hi, Kim.
Hello.
And she's going to help me tour the village once I get there. So I'll cut the rest of this part. Okay, so when we first arrived from far to the north, there was a pretty large jungle biome, which you can see the southern end of, and we didn't really want to have to deal with a jungle. So we were looking around for some suitable areas, and we found this nice clear area, which is more clear now that we've flattened it a bit, but this started off as a pretty nice area, and we just tried to make it nicer. There was a volcano to the south, which we wound up using a little bit of materials for, but we never really bulldozed it or anything. And close to that is where I built my factory. And this was going to be a government building, and this is right around the time that the Feed the Beast struck, and I realized that we didn't need to stay with Tekkit to have fun. So I never finished that. But one of the first things that was complete was Kim's Tavern. And Kim, are you close enough to the village to...
Yeah, I'm in the village. I'm actually under my tavern now, charging my backpack, my jetpack.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't allowed in the tower or in the tavern for the longest time because I was using a skin of a homeless man, and I lived in the sewers, which I'll get to. But this was where I was allowed to get food from. So as you can see, she's feeding me freaking tin cans of zombie meat.
It's what you deserve.
Alright, so what you got?
Well, I have barrels of booze right here. I never got around to making hops, so these two right here are just barrels of rum. I accidentally took the tap off because I forgot there was a tap on. And I kept mugs in this chest over here so that people could just get drunk as much as they wanted to. And this chest has the food. I didn't have a cake on here, but it has long since been eaten.
Not surprised.
Nope. And upstairs is where the rooms are. I did originally just have the stairs over here, but I had a spider incursion that kept me from going to bed. So I put more beds over here, and it helped a little bit.
And that ceiling isn't empty, that's all glass.
Yep, it is a glass ceiling. It's also a roof access for the hobo, the flying engineering hobo.
Oh yeah, yeah. I took my jetpack off for this video, I've just been using Creative Flight.
That makes sense. And then I had the back room here, which is basically where all the kitchen shit is. Did you want to access the sewers from here? Because I did make a sewer access.
Yeah, let's do that. Otherwise, I'll have to dig through the ceiling,
Okay.
floor. Oh yeah, these rooms are where we got stuck. Matt and I both just something about these rooms. We couldn't find a way out, even though there's a ladder right there.
By the way, don't go down all of the ladders because I ran out of ladders, but I have a jetpack, so I just kind of.
I heard Matt Todd died that way.
And I laughed.
So this is the hobo sewers where I lived my hobo life. Putting down the bricks and getting them to turn into mossy was a lot of fun. That was probably one of the more enjoyable things that I did while I was building this place. And this is where I slept with all the water dripping all over the place. That's from the fountain above. Eventually I kind of got tired of the hobo thing, so I started digging into foundations of places where I planned to build things. Above here was going to be the toilet emporium, where I was going to build materials, or rather sell materials to build toilets in your houses. The idea was to connect the toilets to the sewer so that people could throw things into the toilets, and I would collect them as the guy that lived in the sewer.
The collector of waste.
Yep. And this was my cobble factory, which has lava under the other side. It uses a timer and a block breaker to collect a bunch of cobble, whatever we need cobble for, which you find things to use it for. This was how I broke into Scott's house all the time, which he's probably going to be pretty pissed about, but I don't really care. He had a Tesla coil. What he didn't realize was that the Tesla coil connects to the Toilet Emporium basement, so I was able to turn it on and off without him knowing. I never killed him with it, but I did disable it a few times. Usually I just loved screwing with the horn and getting him scared, which that was always good fun. The nice little nuclear reactor was the power source for the village after we got done using the geothermal energy that I'd set up. I think he's pulled the stuff out of it.
Good.
I'm glad that he learned from his previous errors and started using reinforced concrete in the smaller ones, although there's not a whole lot in here, so really all this would do is just blow up what's above and, you know, below and everywhere but these sides. But whatever.
It'd be like an hourglass-shaped explosion.
The sewers don't really have anything much else interesting in them, so I'm going to use my little exits here. Oh, these. The first time these showed up, nobody knew what the hell spool meant, so Dane died to the Tesla coils a few times. Scott's pagodas are pretty good builds. I like the way he can make the blocks look like they're, you know, curving upwards, but
He does have that Zen garden in the back.
it's all about Minecraft. What does this say? Oh yeah, I forgot he meant for this to be an opium den. I did nearly forget about the Zen garden. Thank you for the reminder. This is really nice. This was one of the first things I saw in the village, which, you know, I was busy in the sewer, so I didn't see a whole lot of what people were doing up here. But when I came up and saw this, I was really impressed. It's very peaceful.
Compared to the chaos within.
Right. Here's Dane's second house. Dane burned down his first house. I still haven't figured out how he managed that, but it's okay because he was violating code anyway. He built his house over the road, which violates airspace. So I claimed, in the name of the village and the sewer beneath, I claimed his roof as our first military airfield. So his house burned down and he moved it a bit to the left. It's fine with me. Dane has cats.
And apparently Matt finally finished his roof.
Oh, he did? I feel extra bad about this then.
Nah, man. It's fine. It's kind of...
Oh,
got
wait.
holes in
I
it.
forgot how I do this. I have to leave all Dane's doors open. Hello, kitty. So Dane's builds are pretty intricate. Apparently Jeb even admired one of his builds on the server. I think it was some kind of or not our server, but one of his builds that he posted to Reddit. If I remember correctly, it was a hunting lodge. Did you just close one of Dane's doors?
No.
Okay.
I opened the basement door.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure all Dane's doors are open. Yeah, because he hates it.
No doors left behind.
Right. So, Dane is the only person, as far as I'm aware, who is a mass fabricator, and he has an HV solar array up on his roof, which provides as much power as a nuclear power plant, which I think is a little silly, but, you know, whatever. I don't know where he keeps his UU matter, but he has a shit ton of it somewhere. He's probably squirrely too and keeps it on himself. Oh wait, no, there it is. Yeah, this is too much. Oh, he also loves when I do this. Let me, if I could stop hitting the wrong button. There. Yeah, he loves that. So, beginning to realize this video is kind of just an excuse to troll Dane, although Dane built a world anchor, which I kind of expressly told everybody not to do because it strains the server, but, you know, haters gonna hate. And this is Dane's friend's Matt, different Matt, this is the other Matt. This is his rocket ship, which he doesn't call it that, but it always looks like a rocket ship to me. For some reason, this guy has like 1,000,000 beds. I don't get it. But, you know, whatever.
At least he has stuff in the house.
Kind of afraid to go in there. It just looks like a dungeon.
It's kind of neat, actually. The next house, though, it looks really nice. It's designed very nicely, but it has nothing in it. This at least has stuff in it.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Eh. I like the ceiling. That's kind of cool using the fence and then yeah. Yeah, I don't know why he's got, you know, so many beds. I guess he's gonna have slumber parties, but whatever. Oh, and the tables are neat. Wonder if he has a secret basement that he doesn't want people to know about. Secret basement. Secret basement check. Nope, nope, nope. That was not. Nope.
Silly, silly person.
Mm-hmm. And as you can guess by the banners, this is Matt's house. If I can get through the door. Another glass pillar of stairs. I bet you he's got... Oh, no, I figured there would be solar arrays down there. So Matt, I guess Matt was just getting started. There's a sewer.
There's a random hole here. I'm betting he had a creeper in here.
Yeah, he did keep getting stuff spawning inside his house.
Yep.
Matt was getting pissed off repeatedly, and I can't really blame him, but his roof just wasn't doing what he wanted it to. I guess he fixed it with covers, and that actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, but it still has holes in it.
It does? I don't see any.
Yeah, like
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like all of those corners have a hole.
And this part never really went... Whoa, what is this? This must be Matt Todd's house.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's very nicely designed inside, very cozy, but it...
Wait. Did you notice?
What?
We have 3 Matts in a row.
Yes, we do. They are all neighbors. And they all are next, like, on the same side of the street.
Oh, that tickles me. Oh, I like it. Okay. So this is another project I never really finished. This was going to be the factory. I wanted to build it far enough away from the houses that the industrial area didn't pollute everyone's houses. Had plans to make hard hat required in here and have a box of hard hats. That was meant to open the door, but oh, I forgot I goofed it.
I skipped a beat there.
Sorry. Red power machines, I'm going to miss those. Didn't really do anything special in here. That was going to be a tree farm. Here's the first nuclear tower that was going to be over here, but Dane decided to make it bigger. These were going to look pretty cool, and I'm kind of glad Dane didn't finish before we decided to restart the server, because I would feel like a major asshole for letting him put that much work into it and then not letting him do anything with it.
I forgot about Tim's house over there.
Yeah, let me do Scott's manse first, and then we'll do Tim's house. Last time I saw Scott's manse, it was just a shell of a house, but it looks really good. I'm guessing he found these designs on r/Minecraft and just adopted them, but you know, whatever.
Or he got creative.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, the way it's built like this, it looks like he just imported it with something, but I know he didn't do that. So, yeah, it looks pretty neat. Again, glad he didn't get too far in it, or I would feel even more horrible than I already do for making everybody start over.
Actually, I don't think he's made any more progress on this since the last time I was on the server and checking things out, which was a while back.
I think you're right. So Tim is about as bad as I am when it comes to wanting to be Heidi and just making everything difficult to get into, so I don't really know how to get into here.
Front door.
Oh, there is a door. I didn't see that from above. But he also makes these really weird, intricate builds if I can get in the door. I don't guess he's gotten too far with this, but I like how he left support struts.
Just be careful, he's crappy too.
He is trappy. I don't think he's got anything going on there. Wow, that's a... He just left the stuff floating in the air.
Wait, what?
Down here in his basement, he's mined out a bunch of ores and stuff. He's just left them.
It's kind of neat,
Yeah.
actually.
I don't think he's got anything else down here, but that is pretty neat. Um, I don't remember her name right now, but we also had one other person aside from Matt Todd recently join the server. And I also feel really bad for making her start over as well, but, you know, that's kind of the way Swampbox goes. Hopefully next time we'll go more than 4 months without a freaking restart, because we'll have Mistcraft, so if somebody wants to restart, they can just make a new age. But I believe she was setting up over here, and once we get a look at her house, I think we're done.
Yeah, I know there's nothing really to see about the farm. It's just
Oh yeah, well the farm has a really cool layout, so we can check that out too. I like it. It's very compact. This is not Kim's farm. This is I wish I could remember her name. Maybe she's got it on here. Stacy. Her name is Stacy. There we go. So this is Stacy's farm, and she has a shit ton of cows. Wish I had those on the test server. I'm over at Stacy's house.
No idea what her house
Turn
is.
left.
Towards the, oh, I see you.
Alright, so let's see what's going on in Stacy's tunnels.
Oh, those are cute. She's as bad as me with stairs going down to the bottom.
A lot of people do that. That's just, I don't want to call it a peeve of mine because I don't really care, but it just takes so long. Cave. You kidding?
She probably blocked.
Oh. Yeah. That's, I mean, just, yeah. Keep salvation breaking it.
That's probably why there's cobbles just randomly in the walls there.
Yeah. Big cave.
Just gonna leave it open.
I mean, Kim, the world is ending.
That's true.
0, 0. 0, 1. Wait. She mines like I do. Oh, this is beautiful. Somebody that's as freaking ant-like as me. I love it. This is awesome. Yeah.
You're adorable.
Whatever.
Sorry.
No, but it's a great strategy. I go 3 high, but it's a great strategy because you do the minimum amount of mining and you still expose the most surface area of the blocks. So if any of these 4 lines would contain ores, then she knows about it.
Yeah, but then you run into problems like right over here.
I didn't see where you went.
I think I went down B2.
Okay.
Maybe.
See, she names her things numerically, which is a lot more sensible. I name mine after porn stars.
It might be, but yeah, this obsidian here, she carved through some lava pools to get this tunnel here.
Whatever, you bucket it.
Yeah, but it's so hazardous.
So yeah.
By the way, Stacey, I'm not bitching and complaining. This is just very hard, and I admire you for your perseverance in performing this task.
Yeah.
Because I used to do that too.
Wait, so you're saying now you're too lazy to do it, or now it's just beneath you as a Minecrafter?
I like farming.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Now, someone shot at me. But, yeah, now I just like to do a lot of farming, and whenever I do mining, I like to find a ravine and go down to the bottom that way.
Okay, so we'll call this the wrapping up point in my awful golden armor, which I forgot I had on.
Fabulous.
We're going to go ahead and take the server down and convert over to the test server, and hopefully Cleese doesn't give me a migraine by making that difficult. But okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it wasn't too terribly long, and look forward to seeing you on the new Swampbox.